Hello everyone and welcome to this session. Today I am going to talk about the frequently asked questions that students ask us about this year's SNAP exam. Now, as far as this year's exam is concerned, the notification is already out. So I'm going to answer the frequently asked questions that people have pertaining to this year's SNAP exam. To begin with, people ask us about schedule of this year's entrance exam. So the notification is already out and the last date to fill up the application form would be 20th November 2025. The examination is administered 3 times, and this year the first time around examination will be conducted on 6th of December 2025, which happens to be a Saturday. Then the next time around it will be done on 14th December 2025, which is a Sunday, and finally on 20th December, which again would be a Saturday. The results of this exam would be out only on 9th of January 2026. So this is the tentative timeline of this year's SNAP exam. The next question that often people ask us is, how many times can you appear for SNAP exam? Because they are conducting this exam 3 times, can we appear for it on multiple occasions? Answer is yes. A candidate can appear on all 3 occasions if he or she wants, as far as SNAP exam is concerned. And if you write this exam multiple times, the good news is best of your performance will be considered by SNAP authorities when they shortlist people for interview round. So there is no harm in writing this exam multiple times, because anyhow they are going to take best of your performances into consideration. But mind you, here there is a very interesting point that we need to remember. SNAP exam does not have provision for normalization. What does that mean? It means unlike CAT, where normalization happens, in SNAP they don't normalize. When they create the question papers itself, they see to it that the difficulty level is same across all the 3 times as such. Therefore, there would be no need of normalization. That is how Symbiosis approaches it. The next question that people ask us is, what is the application fee for writing SNAP exam? So friends, Symbiosis International University will charge you 2,250 rupees per attempt of SNAP paper, and GST of course will be additional as such. So for every SNAP attempt that you take, you have to pay this amount. The next question of course is, if you apply for SNAP, is it sufficient, or you also need to apply to Symbiosis Group of Business Schools and the programs that Symbiosis Group of Business School has to offer? Do you need to apply for it separately? The answer is, you definitely need to decide which programs of Symbiosis Group of Business Schools you are interested in. Make a list of those programs, and for each of those programs, you have to pay 1,000 rupees in addition to your SNAP charges. So just by applying for SNAP, automatically you don't become eligible for getting shortlisted by these Symbiosis Group of Business Schools. For individual program, you have to pay 1,000 rupees. This is something that you definitely have to remember. The next question, of course, is, what is the test pattern of SNAP? So the test pattern this year remains the same as it was in the previous few years. So the question paper will have 60 questions, and these 60 questions you need to complete in 60 minutes duration. So 1 hour exam, 60 questions will be there. Every question will be having 1 mark weightage. So if you get it right, 1 mark is awarded, and if you get it wrong, minus 0.25 will be carried out. So 1/4 negative marking will be there in SNAP. There are 3 sections in SNAP exam. The first section is your English section. They call it General English, where 15 questions appear. Then logical reasoning section will be there. They call it analytical and logical reasoning. In this section, you will have 25 questions. So lion's share will be for logical reasoning. Finally, they have quantitative, then data interpretation and data sufficiency, which essentially means mathematics. Major chunk will be mathematics, and few questions based on data interpretation and data sufficiency may also be there. 20 such questions will appear. So 15 plus 25 plus 20, it becomes 60 questions in SNAP exam. and this is a 1 hour exam. Mind you, there is no provision in SNAP exam for sectional time limits. Unlike exams like CAT or exam like NMAT, where you have sectional time limit, SNAP does not have sectional time limits. So you can utilize this 1 hour as per your convenience. So this is pattern of SNAP exam. Now, finally, people ask us, sir, is there a provision of sectional cutoffs in SNAP? So the answer, friends, is there is no provision for sectional cutoffs in SNAP exam. They don't look at your performance in each of the sections. They will only consider your overall performance in SNAP. So what does it mean? So let's say somebody is weak in English, but is very strong in reasoning and mathematics. So this person, by doing a very good job in second and third section, may get a very high overall percentile in SNAP. Maybe English percentile may be on the lower side, but still he or she has a chance, technically speaking, of getting a call by some of the best Symbiosis group of business schools. Because there is no sectional cutoff in SNAP exam. Only overall percentile is considered when they invite you for interview round. So with this, I have come to the end of this video. If you like the content, do hit the like button and do subscribe to our channel, because we regularly upload this kind of useful content, and do share this video with your friends and family members who may be aspiring to write SNAP entrance exam. It will be useful for them. Thank you everyone for watching this video.